Obviously, you've built a lot of resiliency through
Hmm.
your workouts and the structure that you have in your life,
Hmm.
right? You're meditating. You're trying to make sure you're in bed at a certain time. You're waking up at certain times to do what you have to do for yourself, right? So you've
Yeah.
built that structure and that resiliency. Like, how does that translate for you, even just as a father, right? So now when you're a father too, right? Jade and Harlow, how's that coming
Hmm.
through? The same way you're resilient for yourself. Are you? Does
Yeah.
that kind of come through on the other end for them and through the way you are being a father?
Yeah. It translate. It's everything. It's everything. And when I say it's everything, and that sounds cliche, it's like you live the brand, right? Live the brand that you want to be, and my daughters see it. So as a father, I'm able to. I'm there for structure. I'm there for guidance. I'm there to, protect at the end of the day, and they see it. They see that consistency. They see that discipline, and I like sometimes when they're like, "Oh, you're getting up again this early," and I do it, and because it's like, you know what, that goes a long way. Like they see it as they get older. They don't know, but like that's subconsciously like training their mind. So it is why I'm a father. To be honest with you, like it is the main reason. It's the only thing, the engine that keeps me going as a father.
Yeah, I love that's it.
That
It's
mindset.
about modeling a behavior you want them to
That's it.
do as well.
That's it. That's it. That's it. I mean, kids, they're not really listening to you. Like there's what did they say? Like there's no lazy kids, there's only lazy parents.
Hmm.
So like at the end of the day, like I can't force my kid to go work out if I'm not working out. I can't force my kid to do something if I'm not doing it myself.
No,
So I know right off the back I have to live the brand, and then that discipline, that just waking up early and making sure I'm structured is only going to translate into that.
yeah. With that, do you feel like they do understand your journey and your running and kind of how you're moving, right?
Hell no, not yet.
Yeah, yeah,
Not yet, but they will
yeah,
as
yeah,
they get older. It'll be that aha moment when it just becomes their lifestyle, and they're like I don't. This is who I am. This is who they are. You know what I mean? They don't know why it's who they are, but it is who they are. It's their lifestyle. It's what they've seen growing up, and now it's just embedded in who they are in their DNA.
yeah. I love it, and I agree. Even before you had a point about young athletes, and the ones that move best are the ones that have parents that were athletes, or at least weren't lazy and moved around with them, right? Because just
Right.
by proxy, they
Right.
moved their bodies more. They
Right.
were put into different positions that kids wouldn't have even seen if their parents
Hmm.
weren't running around with them or had them in their garage gym or took them out on a run, right? So now their
Yeah.
bodies have just had more experience to do these different things, and they enjoyed it more because they were doing it right with their parents as well.
100%. It's an ultimate bonding moment too. Like going for a run with your kid, like that's amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
you
exactly.
know, going to throw the football around with your kid, that's amazing. Baseball, hooping with your kid, and like they love it.
Yep.
Like there's nothing better. There's
How
nothing better.
how have you integrated them into kind of the workouts, if you were able to?
So well, Harlow just started walking, but
Yeah,
Jade, like she got some serious footwork. Like what I had her on the ladders like super
I
young.
love that.
You
Yeah,
know what I mean? So when she's here, she's part of my morning workouts. You know what I mean? She's gonna get into track soon, so just getting her form right. And she's been watching me run. She'll go on little runs with me, but she's a beast. And that's just because she's been doing it since she was born. She's been seeing it since she was born. You know, for her, like she's very cerebral, so like the team sports don't like click for her yet, so like the soccers of the world and basketball and whatnot, but more of the individual sports like track and like gymnastics are really good for her now because she just has that solid base from just working out young.
yeah. And this isn't even just from my own perspective, right? Your daughter's she's 10 now, right?
She's 10, yeah, yeah.
How how do you feel you're going about like guiding her into the sports she's playing or the activities she's even doing from at least from a recreational sports standpoint?
Man, that's tough, bro,
Yeah,
because like me as an athlete, I come from a
I
different
know the
I come
sports
from
I want you to play, right? But
it's tough. It's tough. Me as an athlete, I'm like play it all, you know what I mean, and then get good at and then figure out, start to niche down as you get older. But I try not to force it. I
yeah,
try to just keep it fun for her, and kind of like whatever she wants to do. Like if you're gonna do it, like we're gonna go hard. We're gonna get coaching. We're gonna train for it. You know what I mean? But I'll let you choose. Um, that answer your question.
no, definitely, because that's what I've been seeing. I mean, my daughter's 5, right? And then
Yeah.
there's I know that there's still a long runway here, But
Yeah.
I we go to soccer practice, and one day she's like, I like this. The next day she's like, no, I'm good. I don't want to do this, right? So I'm trying
Real.
to, but I want her to experience everything, right? In our
Hmm.
backyard, we've got right hockey sticks and a t-ball set, right? And so for her and
There
my
you go.
son, they're out there trying to do everything, right? And there
Yeah.
may be zero interest, and sometimes, and one day there's a lot of interest, but it's just how can I just get them as much exposure as possible and just get their bodies
Right.
moving? Because I actually
That's
think
what
from
it's
my
about.
own end, like I started just playing football and like
Hmm.
didn't play soccer, right?
Hmm.
Didn't play t-ball, and it was just I
Hmm.
just wanted to play football. So I was like, all right, you're a football player. But I think
Yeah.
that some of the rotational moves I had to teach myself right
Yeah.
later in
Hundred
life because
percent.
you just didn't do it right. Whereas you can
100%.
build all that stuff into your kid kind of right away.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Tell me a little bit about right. So I think you've been doing a really good job and expressing the things that you're doing in your life through your content. Kind of
Yeah.
where did that was that always were you always kind of a visual person? Were you always kind of an artistic person in creating even content like that, or how did that? I mean, actually, I guess it connects to you said you used to be a DJ, right? You were doing that. I could imagine that creative process has always been a part of it. But how did that start? How did your visual uh, creativity kind of start?
Yeah, no, great question. So I'll preface it by saying I went to school for film
Okay.
originally. So I have a film background, production, editing, all of that fun stuff. But I've always been a visual person. I've always been into music. Music was like my first discipline, I guess you can say, into like the creative world, turntablism, and just learning how to scratch and cut and blend songs together. And then that just kind of translated into video. I love beautiful imagery. At the end of the day, I love a great scenic shot. Like when it comes, like moving out here to Oregon, like it is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful state.
Bet.
Um, and so I love things like that, and just kind of meshing that together with the music, kind of like brings me to like a whole new world, I guess you can say, right? So like my content is my creative outlet. It's not anything to make money or anything like that. I mean, if it makes me some money, cool, I'm fine
Yeah,
with
yeah.
that. But at the end of the day, it's just a creative outlet and just how I see the world and how I speak to the world. It's like, you familiar with that Japanese term ikigai?
No.
I won't even go into explain it, but look it up. But it's basically how I mesh how I see the world, how I want to make money, and how I want people to experience the world, and how I also want to give back to the world. If that answers your question.